The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Attaboy, happen.
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
I love the arguments in the comment section of like Rex shaming Tyson because Tyson was calling for us to be late when we weren't late. We were 5 seconds early, and Rex is like, damn it, Tyson, if you don't say anything, then they will be late. And there's like this weird mind game that they're trying to play in the comment section to get free pizza, but it's not happening. We are on time. It's Tuesday. This is Craft Root Sports. I'm Mike. Scott is soldiering through tonight. Scott, how you feeling, man?
I'm cold on this nearly 100-degree day, but I'm here. Also, you can't Jedi mind trick the Jedi. You ain't getting free pizza. There's no amount of arguing or conversation or jinxing it. Just shut it down, gentlemen. Shut it down.
Matt Barr, a minute after we had started the show, a minute 43, comments late pizza for everyone. Like, what are we doing, Matt? Like, click that 10 seconds ahead because you are way behind, my man. Like, you better catch up. Tyson wanting to know, does Scott have the COVID? I sure hope not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just, kids go back to school, germs everywhere. They don't wash their hands, and then they bring it home. One of them was sick Sunday night and missed Monday, so it's probably just that. I'll be fine. I got it.
Thank you for reminding me.
If I vomit everywhere, just quick change on the camera.
You're gonna be like that pitcher, that high school pitcher that like puked during the delivery and just like sprayed across as he was pitching to home. That's gonna be Scott in the middle of a take. He's gonna be like, "I'll tell you what about Michigan," and then puke all over the screen.
I can only aspire.
Please do it. We will go so viral. Mookie is here. Mookie, how you feeling, man?
Better than Scott, so I can't. Really
How can you
complain.
say that with any accuracy, though? Like, are you me? Do you know how good?
I mean, I'm not in any fear of vomiting right now, and I can you say the same about yourself?
Touche.
That's the only reason. That's all I have to base it on. Other than that, no fucking clue. But I at least am not worried about vomiting, and that I'm gonna take that win. I'm gonna hold that W for a minute. I'm gonna eat that up.
All right. Well, good to hear from you, Mookie.
Glad to be here.
Weird intro from you.
I don't know, man.
Tyson wants to know what you're wearing. Tyson clearly doesn't know the Arsenal kit.
Bro, I mean, now to be fair, this is a bit of an old one, but it was also an era we tried to forget. But it just looked good today. We had a solid 2-0 win this weekend. Oh man, we got some soccer talk to get to though, because the grumpy pundits were breaking it down, and Arsenal can only afford to drop 19 points in a 105-point season if they want to beat City, and that means we're fucked.
Okay, well, there's your soccer talk. Way to do that, Mookie.
I just figured you left the door open, so I was just going to keep forcing it right on in there. So
Matt Barr confirming in the group chat that his YouTube froze. So all the clamoring for
I feel like
right up.
I liked when he said, "Oh, this is super late. Something happened on their end. It's our fault. It's not Matt Barr. Matt Barr isn't going to be like, maybe something's wrong with my phone." No, it's Mike screwed up.
I feel like we need to get like a retribution pizza for claims of false lateness. Like I feel like we're owed something for that
Mookie,
one.
That's a great point. That might be the best thing you've ever said on this show. We deserve free pizza for people calling us late when we're not late. So Matt Barr, Tyson, we accept your pizza. Rex saying there was no drop for soccer.
Don't worry, Rex. I'll force it again later.
We got a lot of real topics to get to tonight. It's going to be a lot of football. Lots of football talk on the docket. We got to talk about this FanDuel thing that Gabe dropped in the chat right before the show. Dropped in the group right before the show. We got Mookie we tipped the hand. Damn it, Mookie knows that. Also, guys, I don't know if you know this. The Commanders did something right. The Washington Commanders did something right. We'll have to talk about that. The NFL did something wrong. Surprise, surprise. And Scott, we missed something last week talking about that rule change we missed a proposed rule that solves all of the issues. We'll get to all of that. Before we do, though, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them on Caesar's scale. So, Scott, what is in your mug on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog?
All righty. So no concoctions this week. I stepped out of the lab to go back to regularly scheduled programming. But just when I thought they were out, they pulled me right back in. These sours, man, like inadvertently over the last few months, it's just like every time I pick up a beer that has some type of interest to me, it turns out to be a sour. I've not been shying away. There's been some hits and a couple that are like, it still reminds me of a sour. But tonight I am drinking Drecker Brewing Company's Raspberry Cheesecake Slang du Jour a la mode. And this mofo goes hard in the paint. It has raspberry, plum, cream cheese, shortbread, lactose, brown sugar, granola, and it looks like melted ice cream. And it tastes just as it. I mean, it really just tastes like they melted some raspberry sorbet, threw it in the can, and I suppose there's booze in there. Can't taste it. All I taste is amazingness. This is the doggiest of the dog, and hands down one of the best sours I've ever had. I'm not even going to beat around the bush.
That sounds amazing.
It's
not
incredible.
gonna lie, that sounds amazing. Mookie, what is in your mug tonight, dog or no dog?
Oh yeah, this one's definitely a dog. I think Caesar would have loved this can art too, though. It's called just straight money, and it looks like a dollar bill on the can. Just straight money, India Pale Ale.
Off of just Caesar saying that's a bar, because
that's a bar, right?
That is a bar.
So I had high hopes. It lives up to it. It's solid, man. It's got It's a little heavier, and it's funny because the can says it's 6.8%, but Untapped says it's 7.2. So either way, we win. And dude, it drinks so good. It's a little fruity, little crisp, and you could knock back two of these easy. And then, yeah, it's money. It's exactly what it says. Absolute dog.
That sounds good. Also, A+ can art going on there.
That's worth something too, right?
Absolutely, dude. The can art makes or breaks a beer a lot.
It really does, though.
A can art will take a borderline beer, bump it up, or knock it down, just based on how cool the can art is. All right, let's check in the chat what you guys are drinking. Gabe is drinking Ice Cubes a Pimp Hazy IPA. I feel like this is a lot. That's not really it. 6.9% ABV. Come on,
dude, that's awesome.
But he says it's a dog. This sounds like a setup. This sounds like let's get Mike to read something silly. Also, sounding like let's get Mike to read something silly. Matt Barr is drinking Neo Mexicanus double IPA, goddamn it, from Baston Brewing in Richmond. 8% ABV, absolute dog. Drove to not my brewery to get it and actually paid for it. Said it tastes like a Mexican lager IPA. I'm intrigued. What is
can confirm that's a real beer.
Ice Cubes a Pimp. All right. I thought I was getting.
I'm excited for Gabe. I can't wait to hear what this is all about, man. Like, it's got to be good. You can't name a beer like that and it not be bars.
That's a fair point. Sarah rightfully pointing out I Mookied it. I did. I stumbled because the name of it, Neo Mexicanus, had me. I was shook, and I stumbled over that. I stumbled out of the blocks and couldn't recover. So I'm sorry. Tyson said I'm drinking some water to rehydrate. I'm sweating like your mom in church after a 1.5 mile walk. Okay. My mom's like the holiest person ever. I don't think she sweats in church. Biscuit was inspired by Scott's concoction, so he's drinking a mix of Big Red Zero and Kroger Orange Soda Zero, hoping it would taste like a dreamsicle, but it does not. It's gross. This is not a bread.
That's a bummer, man.
That was the epitome of the meme, Scott. He had us in the first half.
Yeah, I feel like there was a really good setup there, and then just shed all over me. Like, Biscuit, you can come be my lab assistant. We'll get this right. I can't have my rep out there like that as the mad scientist of mixing these beers and inspiring others to do things with other drinks only to have it fall flat on its face. So we'll fix this.
I love that you and Biscuit are gonna get on a Zoom call, like figure out the proportions for his concoction. Rex said, I went back to the fridge. Now I'm rolling down the street smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice, passion fruit, 5.9% ABV.
Oh, well
it's
done.
a dog.
Well played.
Matt Stanton said, I'm shook. Some Bud Light was left at a party, and I tried making my own shandy with lemonade, and it was a dog. The fact that you can make pond water taste good by adding store lemonade has me lost. Matt, listen, I'm going to give you the Mike Furlong go-to summer drink. You put a Bud Light in a blender. You put a can of lemonade concentrate. Then you fill that can up with vodka, pour that in, a little bit of ice, blend it up. Amazing. It is the best summer drink that you can have. But yes, mixing lemonade with Bud Light actually makes it solid. Really solid beer. I pulled a Scott tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm at the end of that New Belgium variety pack. So I took the 1985 Mango IPA and I mixed it with the Dominga Grapefruit Paloma. So it's like got agave sweetness. It's got the grapefruit. It's got the mango. Guys, dog as fuck. This is a great beer. If you can find these two and mix them together, half and half is all you need. It's so good.
I mean, that's the best part about the mixing of the beers. Is like when you get down to just the one or two, and you know, if they kind of mesh, like there's no harm, no foul, right? Like worst case scenario, you just chug it, keep it moving.
Exactly, and it's still just 2 beers at that point, so it's
right.
not that bad. Like, yeah, anyone can get through 2 beers. Come on.
Exactly.
Well, and this one is like just enough. Like the IPA, I feel like if you did just like a straight IPA and tried to mix it, it's gonna ruin whatever mixture. But because it's a fruited IPA and you're mixing it with like a fruited beer, it all works out.
Is this what they call like science? Is this that shit that the Koopy doing up in there? Is that beerology or something?
Yeah, science, bitch.
Right.
I also, real quick before we wrap on this, I've never had a beer like warn me that it contains a significant amount of fruit to make sure that you keep it refrigerated. Like that's what I'm dealing with. Like when I tell you that it looks like melted ice cream.
Do you get to check a serving of fruit off your dietary chart, whatever?
I'm going to.
That thick?
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to.
Count it. Ryan McCarthy a little bit late here, but saying, what's happening, fellas? Drinking Made in the Shade Blonde Ale from Speckled Pig Brewery in Ballston Spa, New York. It's a dog. The brewery is conveniently located down the hill from me. Always good when you can stumble down the hill to the brewery and then crawl back up afterwards.
Done that.
And Matt Barr said strawberry lemonade natter days and pineapple natter days mixed were unreasonably good. I hate
Dude,
that.
yeah, why did they get rid of natter day? I mean, I can't find it at all anymore. Like that shit was the pinnacle of a summer drink back before making like off flavored drinks of your beers was cool.
I agree. Natter Days had a moment and then it disappeared. And then
we're all worse off for it.
We're in the worst timeline. What can I say? All right, fellas, let's start this show off talking a little bit of football. All right, so we had week 0 over the weekend. Georgia Tech knocks off Florida State in Dublin. Mookie, I don't know if you were cashing checks over the weekend, but all 4 underdogs covered over the week 0 weekend. There was all 4 underdogs hit. So my question to you, Mookie, are we going to fade the underdogs for week 1? Are we fading the dogs because they had such a breakout week 0, or are we riding the hot hand here? We're betting heavy on the underdogs in week 1.
I mean, no, we're not. We're not gonna go that all in on underdogs. What we will do is either take the underdogs and work it into a +7 teaser, right? Because again, if you throw 4 of those together, you're still looking at a nice payday plus. Like that's a really soft line. Like that's a lot of good space. And then, honestly, I think we're going to see a little regression to the mean. I think the favorites are going to come out gunning and a little bit different, right? This is week 1. They all saw what happened in week 0. And I think the betting folk, the sharps and the regular folk alike are going to have more information. That's the key. Week 0, no one's got any information, not even really sure how these new timing rules are going to work. Like, just got to see how things work out. And then week 1, you're going to see things a little bit tighter, a little bit more accurate. I think you're going to see, regression to the mean, if you will.
I don't think you ever see things very accurate in week 1. Nobody knows what the hell is going into week 1. Like, I feel like lines don't get really solidified until week 2 or 3 in college football, because there's just so many unknowns in
It's
the
crazy
off
shit.
season that it's you got to stay away from betting college football over the
or take your favorites on the money line and then tease your underdogs. That's a safe way to play it and still have action spread wide so that, you can cover for when you get a Florida State that loses to Georgia Tech.
Mookie was revealing to us before the show that DraftKings now gives you analytics about your betting habits. And in the month of August, Mookie placed 52 bets, was it, on DraftKings? There was 52 bets that you played.
Yeah, I think up until this point, that's what they have for this month. And it was going really well, actually. EPL Saturday was a nice tidy win there. I mean,
you're welcome,
Mike. Tottenham 4-0 to the better.
Yep, 4-0 for the Coys. I love it.
Who doesn't love to see Jordan Pickford made to look like a goddamn idiot, right? Like, that guy's such a tool.
We're trying to sneak in soccer talk, Mookie. This is football talk.
Well, as Rex pointed out, there was no drop yet. So
Gabe wanting to know, and this is why I brought it up. He wants the win-loss ratio, and more importantly, Mookie, I want the final payout. You put 52 bets down in the month of August. You're the degenerate on the show. We look to you for gambling advice. What's your win-loss ratio, and what was your payout for August?
My net total so far is 98 cents.
There you go, folks.
Yep, 98 cents.
Almost $1 in a month. Just follow Mookie's advice.
Yep, and so
you too can come out just cents ahead.
Well, now hold on though, but think of it this way: as far as leverage is concerned, that was on $51 worth of action.
So you bet 51 to earn 98 cents. That's a really good Mookie. I'm not good.
Well, so but here's the here's the thing. It was looking really good. We were talking like I was up $15 until Florida State just wiped it all out, like in one fell swoop.
Rex correctly asking, where is the drop for this talk? And yes, we need to put that drop in here because we do have another story that kind of goes along with this. Mookie, I really wish you hadn't moved on.
Who isn't having fun because you're the party's degenerate gambler.
Gabe shared a story into the group earlier today that is right up Mookie's alley because FanDuel released a
hold on, Sarah, I can't let this mockery stand. Up $15 on what was $35 worth of action. Yes, that is a good return on investment. That is better than any of the stupid ass stock markets over the last year. So there.
Way to shut her down.
I did. I just really drove a point home.
I doubt she'll come at you ever again.
Never, ever.
Mike, you were saying?
Sorry, I got really excited about that part. 15 on 35, like that's pretty fucking good, man. Then Florida State gave it all away.
That's 48 cents a day in a month, man. Woo-wee! Killing it, Mook.
Hey, just keep
kids make more than that in their allowance.
Dude, Mookie's winnings are helping African children for just under $1 a day. Like, seriously.
Mook, if you want to stop gambling and just come over and cut my grass, you'll make more money than you are gambling. Like you're gonna come out way ahead.
See, that's where you're missing the point. Like, this is not hard. I don't have to do anything, go anywhere. I don't have to get sweaty. Like, it's 5 seconds in an app, and there you go, 48 cents. Boom, just like that. That's free money. Why wouldn't you take it?
Here's how big of a degenerate Mookie is. I feel like when he hears this, he is going to be very excited. FanDuel is releasing something new starting this week called Mythical Matchups. And what they're doing is they're taking two college football teams who are not playing each other and putting lines against those games. So, for example, this week you can bet on North Carolina versus North Carolina State, where North Carolina is a minus 21.5 point favorite with an over-under total of 72.5. And the way you determine if you win is if North Carolina scores more points than North Carolina State. Like, you're just looking at their point totals in the two games that they're playing, and then that determines if you win. So you can now bet on games that aren't even happening. Mookie, before I go to you, Scott, where does this rank on the degenerate meter? Because this has to be up there.
I feel like this is all just an actual like backdoor play to get the people that need help. This feels like all right, like degenerate gamblers aren't calling this line. We know that there's people who can't control themselves. Everybody who places a bet in this arena is going to have somebody show up to their door and say, it's time. This is your intervention. You've gone too far. I mean, what kind of mental gymnastics do you have to try to sit there and do? I mean, probably not much if you're Mookie. I mean, he just rolls out of bed, hits the app, keeps it moving. But
that's
exactly like for people who are going to hone in on this,
exactly it.
This is going to be so dangerous. Like, I know. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
this is the cry for help section.
It's not any more dangerous than regular betting, right? The only difference is they're just not playing each other. Like that's the weirdest part to me is you're betting on a game,
right? But then you can't really factor in like how much more you think the one's going to score than the other because you're thinking, all right, well, how much are they going to score? Do I think they're going to score against this team that they're playing? But is that enough to beat this other team that's playing this other team? It's mental gymnastics to a whole new level. And like I said, it's so much math that I just think that they're just trying to set people up. This is all a ploy.
Mookie, defend this mythical matchup because I feel like this is right up your alley.
So, but like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this right. So, like in the screen, because I pulled up the Facebook post. So basically, I'm betting if NC State will score 22 points more than North Carolina, even though they're playing separate opponents.
Yes, exactly. That is precisely it. So you are now, you now have to look at North Carolina is playing against this defense. I think they're going to score this many points. North Carolina State is playing against this defense. I think they'll score this many points. Is that enough to cover this weird spread that FanDuel has put in place to do it? Like it's almost
imagine being in public screaming at the TV when something happens in this game over here and you try to explain to people that touchdown and that game cost you against this team over here. Like people are going to look at you and like immediately they're like, we got to get you in, man. First
of all, my family and friends they know what they're like, it's whatever. He's fine. He's not having a seizure. He's just gambling. It's fine. Second of all, I fucking love this. There's so much value in this kind of situation. This is so exciting. Like, think about the way that this takes just another angle on it. Like, you could bet Texas, Oklahoma every week of the year.
Assuming they make that a mythical matchup every single week. Yes.
I mean, why would you not? That's free money. You're just going to be taking it from all the Longhorns and Sooners fans. Because it doesn't matter how much you pound your opponent by, but you would actually have to also outscore this other team across town. This is genius.
How pissed would you be? So that's the thing. How pissed would you be if like your team wins by 70 points, but the other team that they're playing scored 77 and you lost the matchup? Like that's what that's the cool part. Like behind this,
it's already comparison fans are doing, right? Like, is Texas better than Oklahoma? Well, Oklahoma only won by like this many, whereas Texas blew out FCS Northwest by like 40, right? Like there's already people already
do that with like common opponents, not with like at each week. You know, it's not like, oh, Texas is better because we beat the shit out of so-and-so this week. And Oklahoma fans are like, yeah, but that's a piece of shit school. Like we played a tougher school and we didn't win by a ton, but we won by.
That's the fun part. It's got to be adjusted into the spread here. So if you're playing a harder opponent, the spread's going to move in your favor to reflect that. So again, now you're also having Vegas give you information on how good they see the matchups that these two teams are playing against. There's going to be benefit from these numbers being out there for just betting the money line.
The house never loses, Mookie.
That is false. The house never loses over the long run.
Did you not hear earlier?
I know, 91 whole cents.
98 cents this month.
Exactly, right? That's still winning. I'm up, motherfucker. Like, what's? Why are you getting it twisted?
Hey, Mookie, can you get the rap air horn ready? Because Biscuit said, did you see Mookie's face when he figured it out? He looked like Dane Cook at a Taylor Swift concert.
I got really excited. I'm like, this is super cool. Like,
Biscuit also said, "This is so degenerate, it cross-chopped its crotch and told everyone to suck it."
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes. But I'm here for it, man. So where is this? This is on FanDuel?
It's on FanDuel. I'm sure you already have an account. Rex is pointing out that isn't
They
that
don't give
just
you
like watching fantasy football and rooting for teams and players you don't care about on a regular basis? It is. That's fair, and I guess you can make that comparison. But generally, when you're playing fantasy football, there's maybe like a one-time buy-in. You're not doing it each and every week. I don't know. Like, why would you do this instead of like parlaying the over-under on each team's point total? Wouldn't that yield a better payout, Mookie? Look at him. He's so invested in this. He's good. He's playing right now.
I'm trying to find the thing where it is.
Now, as I'm asking him questions.
I was listening.
Guys, I'm already down $15 in these imaginary matchups.
Yeah, right. In theory, you're right. Like it'd be basically that. This just makes it easier for them to take action on it, right? Which tells me people were probably already doing this kind of stuff. So it's just quicker to take people's money.
Sarah said you definitely ejaculated.
Maybe a little bit.
But Matt Barnes, he said he's on Team Mookie on this. He said they're going to get so much more money from this. D-gens are going to D-gen.
And I guarantee you within the next week on Reddit, there's going to be someone that works out the math, some quant somewhere that posts a model that's like, this is how you exploit this and make money. But they'll still keep it up there because they're like, yeah, all these Texas fans who are drinking at a bar are like, oh, of course we're going to pound Oklahoma. I don't even care who we're playing. It doesn't matter. We're always going to beat Oklahoma. They're going to sweep up so much cash. It's going to be it's going to be worth it. And yeah, I'll pay for it 98 cents at a time.
Gabe saying the USC ND bet. He says bet at Mookie. Notre Dame is plus 7.5 against USC this week in the game that they don't play against each other. That's the
so like, but where? How? Oh, here we go. More NCAA football. I'm just trying. Like, where is this? I want to be able to see this so I can actually see if it's real or it's made up.
Scott, I know you're not a gambler.
Let me know when they hit like prop bets on these. Like when they start. That's when it comes real interesting.
Notre Dame's getting 7.5.
Well, you get the longer national anthem in one game versus another. and the real money's going to start rolling in, baby.
Who's going to have more penalty yards per
Yeah.
which team in their game has more penalty yards?
Even better. You get a no sweat bet you can use on it. Free money.
Oh, God damn.
No sweat bet.
What? They're giving it to me. Why wouldn't I use it? It just makes sense, right?
Sure. Sound logic. It's there. Why not use it?
Why not? It'd be silly not to.
Guys, did you see North Carolina and their money grab that they've revealed for this year? North Carolina, in an attempt to sell more seats, get more money, ? They have announced that they are going to do what they're calling experimental suites. All right. And if that sounds weird to you, it's because it is. This is an example of the experimental suites that they set up in North Carolina. It's basically scaffolding over some of the seats and then like a pop-up tent with bar stools inside of it. Really, really terrible. Scott, if a friend came up to you and was like, hey, man, I got tickets to the North Carolina game. We're in a suite. You want to go with me? And then you show up and you're taken here.
I'd be so pissed. Oh, that friendship over. Like you cannot present that like that. Like, hey, we're in a suite and not break down like the type of suite. The only thing, put that picture back up. The only thing that would make
I'm not telling
this, the only thing that would make this better is if those were folding chairs. Like they didn't have any folding chairs available that they just pop up there. Because this looks like somebody thought, what's the absolute bare minimum that we could get away with calling a suite? And this is what they came up with. I mean, the awning, the covering isn't even over like all the seats. Like,
it's not for the audio only audience. It's scaffolding, and then on the top of the scaffolding, they built more scaffolding and just hung a tarp across it. There's one bar stool table in the back, one table per suite, and then there are like 10 bar stools that you find in your neighbor's patio. Like, it is jankiest looking thing I have ever seen in my life. Sarah said, are there free snacks? Looking at this picture, probably not. Like, do you think they're giving out free snacks when you come to the suite and there's a fan hanging in the corner? Like,
although it would be awesome if they're like, no, it comes with all the amenities, and they just set up like a blue cooler in the corner. You just go over there and they got the ice. Somebody comes along, dumps in the ice. You need that freshened up, sir.
I mean, there's something to be said. I mean,
because
right?
I would say if I was
going to bother,
yeah, but I mean, if I was going to bother paying for this, I would expect the presidential suite treatment. Like, I would want them to do everything that they did in the suite just under these circumstances. So, yeah, top off my Capri Sun here that you,
I mean,
so graciously provided me with. We need more peanut butter crackers here in sweet whatever the fuck.
The thing I want to know, though, is like, how stable is that scaffolding? And like,
I don't know.
It does not look very stable.
Because, like, in a college football stadium during those key moments or the fourth quarter or something, they start really getting moving. Are we sure that that's going to hold up? Because,
in fairness, it's North Carolina.
To be fair,
I don't think they're getting that rowdy.
That's true. Yeah, they're not really a football school, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But man, that's janky, man.
Sarah wanted to know, how in the hell does that second suite see past the first suite? What I want to know is, if you look down below the first suite, it looks like they built these suites over seats.
There's seats. I'm pretty sure there's seats underneath there.
And then if you look behind the top suite, there's seats behind that. What about those people? Those people are now completely obstructed by your experimental suites. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, North Carolina? This is a horrible idea all the way around. Horrible.
Wow. And you keep saying experimental. Are you sure they didn't mean experiential? Like, they're trying to really play this up? Because this is a terrible idea.
No, I mean,
this is a very short experiment. Honestly, just wrap it now. How much you want to bet they go to the game day and it's not there?
You would try at just a concert, because that's what it gives me, like concert vibes.
Or like spring ball.
Yeah, not a sporting event vibe, because it just, there's just too much. There are too many variables, and again, those hard ass chairs that they got there, so you're standing the whole time. So you're standing in this suite the whole time, not in the shade. No food, probably, just paying extra to be there.
Okay.
Like, what would be great is if we could take these $10 seats here, charge a fortune for them by just putting up a tarp.
All right. So I did a little extra Googling after Mookie made me question whether or not it is experimental or not.
For experiential.
It is experimental suites, but they are meant to be temporary. What they're trying to do is test out the location to see if permanent suites would work in this location. So this is like a prototype. Like, you're sitting in the prototype suite, and if it goes well and people are like, yeah, I like that, I could see pretty well, it was kind of cool, they'll be like, okay, then we'll build real suites. Otherwise,
how come in the decades and millions of stadium renovations where people have added suites, is this the first time that we've heard of someone going, but we have to test it, so we're just going to put some shit here, throw some schmucks in there and hope it doesn't all fall over and kill anybody? Did North Carolina figure out something that the rest of us were getting wrong all these years?
Apparently they are smarter than everybody else.
Yeah.
If I'm Julius Peppers, I'm like, this is how my alma mater goes after I get inducted to the Hall of Fame. This is what we're doing. Thanks, guys. Thanks. This is some real Mitchell Trubisky type shit right here. That's what this is. Good God. What a horrible idea.
Experimental suites. Just another way for your team to milk you for a couple extra bucks so they can not pay players.
I hope you have to climb over the wall too. The cement wall. It's like, there's no actual like.
See, that's what I was trying to figure out. How do you get in? Like, the one leads to the other, but where do you get into the first one?
That's a great point. I feel like there's a stairway. It looks like there's a stairway.
I hope I can climb up a ladder.
But that
I like Scott's
looks
idea
like
though
it's
of just
going from the first suite to the second suite. That doesn't look like it goes all the way down. So how do you access that second suite? That bottom floor?
I think you have to walk through the first one. Like it's a package deal or something.
Like you've got to buy both suites, is what you're saying, or you got to.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Like it's either like all or nothing on this one. Like I'm getting all 18 bar stools if I'm getting this suite.
What's even worse is you suggested, somebody invites you to one of these and you're unsuspecting, right? Now imagine even worse if somebody's like, hey guys, we should put our money together. Let's get a suite. Let's do it big. Let's not just sit in the cheap seats. Let's get a suite. And you're like, yeah. Jimmy's arranging this shit. All we got to do is
I got 98 cents from DraftKings this week.
Hey, there we go. Throw that in there.
Let's put it in. And then you show up and see this. Dude, I'm telling you, this idea is going to end friendships all over North Carolina.
I'm here for it, though, because I would love to be sitting in those seats next to them and just watching people get pissed drunk, yelling at each other. I can't believe you spent our money on this shit. Our reunion, and this is what we do. This is ridiculous.
Biscuit with several correct takes here. He said, first of all, he wants to point out that in all of this, there's only one open spot for someone in a wheelchair. North Carolina hates handicapped people, and it's true. There's only one handicapped seat right there along the left. And then he also pointed out a suite should be higher up and not mixed in with the pours.
Yeah. Or
that's part of the point of being in a suite. Not from not being around the common folk or looking down upon the common
exactly
folk.
Looking down, literally looking down on people, not looking across at people who are right there. Oh, God. Good work, North Carolina. Really proud of you guys doing big things.
You know what though? But maybe you can make a quick buck by like selling the beers from your suite to the people right down below, because the beer's all included in the suite, right? So just
again, you're making wild accusations and assumptions. I mean, this looks like there's nothing included.
You got to bring your own. Maybe that's what it is. You got to bring your own cooler.
Like,
yeah.
Wait, hold up. What did
you get? One small bag of ice.
Hang on, Mookie. What'd you just say?
Maybe you got to bring your own cooler.
Welcome to Scott's comment from like 8 minutes ago on this subject.
Oh, I thought he meant that the staff furnished.
No, yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, yeah, I was suggesting that was all that they provided, was just a standard blue cooler that straight U style. Like they hosed it down before the game to clean out last week's bullshit, and then it's just like, and we got to let it dry out a little bit, and then we'll throw some ice in there. You gotta. There's an upcharge for the big bag of ice. It comes standard with the small bag. But, if you really think you're going to keep your drinks cold for 3.5 hours worth of football, you might want to pay the upcharge for the big bag of ice. Like, just nickel and dime them on every
22-pound bag. That's you should probably do that one.
Like it says on the coolers outside of the grocery stores and the gas stations, get the big bag, right?
I always do. I pay for a small bag.
You might as well, right?
You're going to grab 2 big bags on the way out. Like, I mean, what are we talking about here? Has anybody actually paid for the big bags of ice? Fuck that.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I just realized what different neighborhoods we live in, that you are allowed to pay inside and then go outside and get your own. Everywhere around me, the ice is in the store and you have to bring it to the front because of people like you.
They're too trusting up here in Trumpville, and they don't know that one of us has gotten it, has infiltrated. Every party we've had up here. And let me get 2 of them small bags as I load up the big bags right in the car. Walk small bags, baby.
Weird choice, Mookie.
That's cool. I just learned something, Scott. Just opened my eyes to a whole new world.
You haven't thought of that before?
Never in my life. I don't know how that's escaped me.
Oh my God.
That's just like with the mulch at Kroger. How many free bags of mulch have I got out here?
Hold on a minute.
I'd like 4 bags of mulch. Nobody questions the fact that my car is weighed down in the back.
Also,
by all the
why are
mulch
you
that's
buying
coming
mulch
back
at
with me.
Kroger?
Scott's getting 4 bags of mulch, and the back end is just scraping along the front. God, bad shocks. I don't know what to tell you. See you guys.
Yeah. I mean, Mookie, you're asking that question, but I don't set up this practice. Like, it's not you are in the store and as you're checking out, it's like, oh yeah, I'll 2 bags of mulch too, by the way. Like, and they just bring you out or whatever, and then you go out to the pallet of mulch that's sitting out in the parking lot and help yourself.
Because again,
I'm so mad at my parents right now. Like, listening to these stories, I'm furious at my parents because I have such insane guilt about stuff like that I could never. One time I went to Skyline and I got my order and they handed me my bag and I could have just left. They didn't take my credit card, nothing. I could have just turned around and walked out the door, but I was like, oh wait, you didn't take my I gotta pay you still. And the girl was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then rang me up and I paid. Because if I had just walked away, yes, Scott, continue to shake your head. Yeah, fine. If I had just walked away, I would have eaten that Skyline chili dog and just felt horrible. I wouldn't have been able to finish my food.
I'd have moonwalked out that motherfucker. And keep in mind, I don't know how to moonwalk. So I'd go home, learn how to moonwalk, come back in and be like, I need some more of that free Skyline you gave me a few weeks ago. What? There's a demonstration I need to apply here. So if you could please give me some of the free Skyline from 3 weeks ago. Absolutely. God, conscience. What is wrong with you?
That's way worse than getting the good Honeycrisp apples for the price of the cheap gal apple.
Oh. Your boy been buying small gala apples for the last, how old are the kids? 9 years? Yeah, that scams it. In fact, they must think like every week, like, and I buy apples every week, but this motherfucker just loves his small gala apples. It's wild. Yeah, I do. In fact, I toss the tomatoes. I don't want them to get crushed. I put them in the bag with the apples. 10 galas, 10 small galas, Honeycrisp, what Pink Lady, whatever the fuck I fancy. A little tomatoes action in there.
Pink
as long as
expensive, man, you want to be buying those. Those are expensive apples.
Yeah, and that's why I don't pay for them shits.
Right. Sorry.
Hey,
My
look,
bad.
as long as that scale doesn't, tip off the authorities, we're good to go. It's like every time, 10 small, that weight seemed right. We just keep it moving. Same thing with broccoli. Oh man, any of the produce, dog, any of it, whatever it be.
I love how Scott's methods of just scooping up pennies, scooping up nickels here and there is exactly like the way I'm just trying to scoop up little small wins, gambling, just little ones here and there. Just let me get a little bit to get ahead. I mean, hey, cheers, mate. Well done.
Gabe said no wonder prices increased. Thanks, Scott.
Now, I won't be blamed for inflation, but inflation has impacted me significantly less on the produce side. That's all I'll say.
You're inflation proof.
Rex also said it only took 40 minutes to get.
Hey, that's good though. That's long for us. I mean, that's pretty solid.
Scott, you got a plus 1 million to 10 million.
Thank you. I'm doing
of
shopping right since self-scanning became a thing.
Tyson did say self-checkout is the best. With
It absolutely is. They're doing away with it a lot of places too, which is real unfortunate. I guess
I wonder why.
No more apples, bro. No more apples.
Dad, why do these apples taste bad? Well, because now we're getting what we paid for.
You'll eat those Red Delicious and enjoy it like your pappy used to.
I got one more college story for you, Mookie. I figured you would like this one. Bill Sweeney's a bitch.
Oh,
He's a bitch ass bitch who the bitchiest bitch ass bitch who ever bitched. So if you remember last year, Bill Swinney he's got a weekly radio call-in show that like most college coaches do, right? Like they get on a local radio station, fans call in, ask questions, they give their bullshit coach answers, and then they move on. Well, last year, a fan called into Dabo's show and asked some question about why are you making this much money when you're not providing any results anymore. Like, you were worth the money and now you're not worth the money. Why are you still making this money? And that got Bill real mad. Bill got real mad and went on a rant talking about how he's never lost in his life. All right. He's always won. He's got a wife and kids. And he started off, he was the lowest paid coach. And now and if these don't want him no more, he'll just go somewhere else. All right. And listen here, Tyler. And that's how he did it. He said his name like that. He's like, I ain't going to sit here and let no young punk talk to me like this. Tyler.
What?
Yeah, went epic rant. Just absolutely
amazing.
Oh yeah, we talked about it and just laughed because it's like, who's surprised? Who's surprised us all?
Look.
I think, Scott, your exact words were, "Wow, he's got a problem. People talking about him getting paid. How about them kids or something along those lines?"
Yeah, I mean, this is also similar to the Apple situation, right? Like, you're paying for Honeycrisp, but getting Gala results. Like, no thanks. That's not how we roll here in the Kaiser household. Fuck that.
By the way,
like, I'd like to exchange this Bill Swinney for a winning coach, please.
Just to go back to that real quick, Tyson's got your back. Just put the Gala stickers on the Honeycrisp.
That's so much work. They're not with the stickers. You toss them shits in the bag. You go to the picture. That's the first mistake.
The picture.
having the picture. Select my picture. Boom. Small galas. Bang bang bang. Whoop. We keep it moving.
They announced that there won't be any call-ins for Bill Sweeney's radio show this year. He's not taking callers.
I love that. That is the most logical response, too. Go on a rant, call everybody out, talk shit, and then that's it. We're shutting it down. There'll be no more criticism like this for me. No, not happening. Not on my watch.
Tyler from Spartanburg ruined callers for everyone to the Bill Sweeney radio show.
Oh, shucks. They don't get to talk to that guy. What a bummer, I tell you. It's just unfortunate. Think about the kids, Bill.
Who's going to tee him up for those great lines like, our program was made in Jesus's NIL, his name, image, and likeness? How about that? That's how our program was built. We weren't built on money. We were built on Jesus's NIL.
Rex. The wild accusations. I alone did not ruin self-check. Me and my army of minions across the nation have ruined self-checkout. I don't like to think about it as something that I did, but as the collective, the smart shoppers did. It's fine. And look, it's evolution. Like, they adapt, right? Like, the reason we got the self-checkout is because these cheap motherfuckers didn't want to pay for people to stand there and scan out your shit. Okay, as Matt Barr pointed out, you're gonna make me do your job? Then fuck it. I'm gonna skim off the top and get mines. Like, there should be some sort of discount. I gotta do the store's job. Like, all you do is come over and scan my coupons or check my ID. Yes, bitch, I'm 21. And also, don't look at those Apple stickers.
For those of you listening, Rex pointed out that Tyler ruined call-ins to the show, just like Scott ruined self-checkout for the rest. And it seems like Scott's taking credit for the collective.
There will be look, you just have to adapt. Like, whatever the next thing is, we'll figure it out. Like, we'll do this together, guys. Like, it's okay. I mean, you think apples are that's just the weekly thing. I mean, there's been some other things. It's just like, oh, that was sat down. I picked it back up and put it in the cart. We're leaving.
All right, I feel like we can start. We might be able to get a book out of this, like the Guide to Saving Money. So far we've got just don't pay your hospital.
Don't pay the hospital. That's chapter 1.
Yeah,
it's got to be chapter 1, right?
Yeah,
that's the foreword.
That's the intro.
Like, this book, the book of tricks and tips in this novel was inspired by not paying your hospital bills. Thank you and enjoy.
That's the one that Scott's like, yo, I'll give you this tip for free, but for the other 11 steps to my program, you got to buy the book.
Yes, absolutely.
You got to buy the DVD set.
The title of the book is "What Are They Gonna Do? Take the Kid Back? The Scott Kaiser Finance Method," and then it's like
the Scott Kaiser method.
I mean, just imagine the police kicking in the door. We've been tracking you for years. You've stolen $3,000 worth of apples in that time. Like, oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Is now elevated to grand larceny, sir.
Honey, we planned for this day. Just do what was in the plan.
Right. We knew this was coming.
Just to let you know, we turned the body cams off. We're going to do what we do.
Before they even show up at the door, before they even get to the door, it's over for me.
Rex saying Scott Kaiser Guide to Saving Money featuring the epilogue by Mookie on how to win 98 cents on 52.
Can't go broke taking a profit.
Tyson said, cheap bastard, the Scott Kaiser Guide to Financial Freedom.
I mean, could I afford to pay the apples? Sure. I just don't want to.
It's the principle.
Biscuit said Scott looked like he almost just said, what do you think? Apples just fall from trees?
Oh, it's for real though.
All right, so we got don't pay for medical bills, period. A couple extra bags of mulch at Kroger. We got the Apple trick. I feel like we've got the good bones for a book here, Scott.
I'm in. I am in. This is profitable. I make
we can
profits
use
off
AI to write
methods
it.
that I've used saving money for years.
Oh shit, Mike! All we got to do is upload all of the show footage to an AI and be like, write Scott's book for him.
Yes, I agree.
It's that easy.
That's true. We could have AI write it, and then Scott,
would you be against that as a artistic, creative professional at all, though?
No, I just want to have a say on who reads the audiobook. Like I want to have input.
Oh, I think we know the answer to that.
Who is the person that reads the audiobook?
it's gonna be Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz gonna read that audiobook. Lou Holtz gonna read the shit out of that audiobook for you.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. See, we're solving problems.
Scott Kaiser Guide to Saving Money by Scott Kaiser. Forward by Drew Wyborski.
Tyson suggesting Morgan Freeman. Also here for that.
Ooh.
Also here for that.
He might be a little bit more expensive, though. I don't know. We can try.
Make
You know
Lou
what?
Holtz
Shoot the
is
shot. Maybe he'll come on and just chat with us.
I feel like we
You
could
just need
actually
to get a big bag of ice, but only pay for the little bag of ice.
I feel like we could actually confuse the real Lou into actually just reading this entire book and just paying the price on Cameo. Like it just here,
one
this is what we
video
want you to read, Lou. Hey guys, this is profit. That's how you stay ahead.
That's right.
I'm all in on this. All right, let's shift gears, talk some NFL real quick. The Commanders did something right, Scott. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth, but they did. Do you remember when the Commanders unveiled their Sean Taylor monument and it was just like the weird hanger with his uniform on it and like a helmet? And they were like,
Yes.
Sean Taylor monument, everybody. Well, it's coming down. It will no longer exist. They are removing the monument. And instead are giving Sean Taylor the statue that he deserves outside of the stadium. So Sean Taylor is getting a statue from the Commanders, and that weird monument, like freaky closet that they set up will no longer exist. So how do you feel about this, Scott, with the Washington team actually making a correct decision here?
I need to see the final results before I give you the verdict. This still feels like something that they will somehow half-ass or mess up. Like he's gonna get the Ronaldo treatment on the statue, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. Fucked up ass face, or they're gonna be like, oh, this is his final moments, and it's just gonna be a statue of him laying there in a pool of blood. I'd be like, whoa, Washington, what are you fucking doing? Like. Get your shit together. Like Washington's gonna Washington all over themselves on this one. So until I see the final results, I reserve judgment.
This is just funny because when you said this, Mike, I thought you meant that you were going to talk about how the Commanders cut Sam Howell or Hartman, because that happened today. I was like, yeah, that was a good move.
Was it?
I mean, yeah, he's not that good,
but look at him. Was it?
He does have a great head of hair.
You realize how many Sam Hartman jerseys they would have sold if they kept him on the roster? Just saying. Probably a bad idea to cut that dude.
Well, he could still be assigned to the practice squad, so maybe that's the angle they're taking. And Sean Taylor.
What do you think of this move, Mookie? Are you excited to see a Sean Taylor statue?
I'm with Scott. I don't trust the Commanders at all to get this right until they prove they can get it right. Because I feel like what could probably will happen is they'll have it all completely right, ready to go, perfect monument, everything looks good. And then Mahomes' brother is going to walk up during the ceremony and fucking ruin everything again. It's just all going to be for naught. So we'll see. I'll say I'm optimistic, maybe.
I feel good. The fact that they realized that they Mookied this the first time around and are going back and fixing their mistake is at least a step in the right.
Well, then they really didn't Mookie it, because if you can fix the mistake, then I don't think it really embodies when you Mookie something.
I feel like the only choice for the statue is him blowing up Matt Breyer in the Pro Bowl. Like, that's the statue. If they do that, then everything, they totally redeemed themselves.
They still could.
On the Washington franchise, if they somehow are able to make a statue of Son Taylor just laying out Matt Breyer, that's the monument. I'm here for that.
I'd be on board.
Now, Scott, I got to ask you a question because the chat is popping off again as it does, and I got to say, which would stick more with your system? If you're like Biscuit and you say that after you write the book, he's going to download the PDF version he found on the net because he's not actually paying for the advice.
I'm here for that. Been down that road
Tyson, who says he'll buy a copy, scan every page, and then return it back to Amazon.
I am here for either. Do what you have to do. That's what I say. I mean, if I'm charging too much for this advice and you can get it for free, by all means. I have spent quite a bit of time looking for PDF versions of books online that I didn't want to pay for. I understand.
Let's face it, nobody's getting the PDF. Everybody's getting the audio book. Okay, you can't return this one, baby. Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh.
Yeah, no, you have to do what you have to do to survive. I am not about to knock somebody for trying to cut into my profits as I cut into everybody else's.
For now, until you start to see those profits, and then you see those profits shrink.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm going full on Republican. I'm going full on Republican. Round up those scoundrels and lock them in jail. Like it. There's no way this should have ever happened. 100%.
How dare they steal the book of advice on how to steal? This is bullshit.
Exactly. Now, I had that copy written. This is an outrage.
From one NFL organization that is doing the right thing to the NFL doing the wrong thing. It was announced today that the NFL, despite having the technology, despite testing the technology, the NFL will not be using the electronic first down measurements this season. They said they'll continue to test it, maybe implement it as early as next regular season. But for now, we will not get the electronic first down measurements, and instead we'll still rely on 80-year-old guys picking up a chain and making sure they place it down in the exact same spot and stretching it out as far as they can so that we can still see at least another season of a referee give us one of these to tell us that the ball was just short. I don't know why. We've got the technology. Like it's there. It works. And they're like, not yet. We'll wait on that one. Why are we waiting on this, Scott?
Can we just make sure that when they do adopt it, that they still have the referee go like this, though? I think that's the best part. Regardless, I don't really care how you get to the measurement, but just like when you comes up and goes, you're so close. Like, I don't know. There's just something to that I don't want to lose that moment.
I was gonna say, I agree. That is the biggest element here in play is the ref signaling how short you were one way or the other. Why? I don't know. It feels like it's the same way in other sports where it's just like, yeah, we know this works. We see other sports using such and such technology, but fuck it. We just like having mystery and intrigue involved in all this shit. Even with gambling now prevalent in all these sports. Fuck it. We don't give a shit.
Well, now notice they don't have mythical matchups in the NFL, so maybe there's something to be said about that. I was curious, is any conference in college going to use this stuff? Have they tried it out, or is it just not going to work in those cities.
I don't know if it's cost effective for college programs to implement because, the players make money now. So I don't know if schools can actually afford this. So, we gotta look, there's schools out here that are buying 4 bags of mulch and loading up 3 pallets to make ends meet because these kids are getting NIL money.
Well, maybe if more of those students would use that method, then we wouldn't have this problem. Scott, will you discount your book for students?
No. Fuck no. You can get you a friends and family discount, but if I don't know you, you full price. And not that like the price that's on the back too, not like where it's like, I want the full retail price, not any type of discount at all, not a single cent off. Because I know that there's going to be people out there PDFing and scanning and all that other shit. So no, full price for this mofo. So the people like Mike out there who feel guilty about doing those things, line these pockets, baby.
So really, we should be thanking Mike for.
You're welcome. You're welcome for my service of paying full price all the time because I'm a coward and I have Catholic guilt that my parents beat into me as a child. So you're welcome.
Well, it's at least good to see the two of you balance each other out, right?
I mean, black and crayon, baby.
I was gonna say the yin and yang of the show, baby.
that was right around the corner.
Guys, why is the NFL so hesitant to do this? What could the reasoning be that they can't
answer for this one though? Like I really there doesn't seem to be. I mean, people aren't clamoring for it as much as they are robo-umps for baseball. Like if they've got it, I'd love to see it. I guess I'm not losing sleep over the first down calls. I'm more get the fucking penalties right. That's where I'm at. Like, we can't get the actual penalties right. I'm not worried about the spotting of the ball by some 80-year-old guy and it maybe being a little bit off. That doesn't bother me as much as the blatant wrong calls on penalties that change the dynamic of the game by giving up, a spot of foul, penalty or, whatever it may be, automatic first down on some bullshit that shouldn't be. Yeah, that's where I got a real problem, where they're not reviewing and making sure all that shit's correct. So I don't know what the hesitancy from the NFL would be to not want this.
I remember when they were first talking about it, like the rumor was they couldn't do it because the chips inside the football changed the weight and it was going to mess with the kickers and you couldn't do that to like mess with the and that's exactly the face I made, Mookie, of
they switched the balls out for the kickers though. So just don't put it in those.
But then that's not fair. It's got to be in all of them because
look, all I'll say is I was picking up some footballs just to toss around and they were a little deflated and I thought to myself, it is a lot easier to grip these things when there's a little less air in them.
Are we doing a Deflategate show? Is that what this is? We just took it back to Deflategate. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just worked it in.
Just got to shoehorn in that take from 8 years ago.
I mean, we're talking about footballs. The simultaneous look away head shakes from that. I'm just like, well, we'll just.
Because even I didn't. It crossed my mind, but I'm not. I don't think that has anything to really do with it. I'll tell you this: whatever the reason is, it's money. That's all I can tell you.
Somehow
money. It is money related, and it's not profitable enough for the NFL to do it. So until that becomes the case, this is where we stand.
Deflategate was 10 years ago.
Honestly, when you said 8, I was like, wasn't it longer? But it feels even longer than 10. Like it feels.
It was the 2014 AFC Championship game.
Jesus Christ, are you serious?
Time is a flat circle, baby.
Mookie just made a reference a decade old and just acted like it was just something that happened yesterday. Like,
I knew it wasn't yesterday, but 10 years? Jesus Christ, man.
Wow.
That hurts. That stings. Because literally I picked the ball up. I was like, this is a lot easier to throw when it's not fully inflated. I get it now, Tom Brady.
All right,
Wow, slow burner.
Wrap up football with this. With football season underway or about to get underway, college football underway, the NFL season kicking off. A lot of teams, a lot of groups are having their fantasy football drafts. This show is not the same without Caesar interjecting his fantasy football takes throughout the show. So we decided that we are going to do a fantasy football minute, 1 minute of fantasy football talk that you can get all of the info that you need. I am not participating in fantasy football this year because I'm terrible at it and I don't like it. I don't like any fantasy sports. But Scott and Drew, you are both in fantasy leagues, correct, Scott? Like you went kicking and screaming into at least one league, right?
Yeah, I have a dynasty league, and then I'm doing just a regular one, just
little rec league and travel bowl,
little fun money one.
Mookie, you are a complete degenerate. So even in fantasy, you're a degenerate, correct?
I've only got 4. One is a dynasty though, and this is our second year drafting in it, so I have no clue what to do. The other 3 are just standard leagues, standard format, friends and family, and then 2 soccer groups. Holy shit, I am in 4. A lot.
All right. So
I knew there was one I was forgetting. I just couldn't.
I am going to put
my finger on it.
1 minute on the clock. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Scott and Drew, I want you both at the same time. Just talk about your fantasy football league. Just give us all the takes. Ready, go.
I have
Team
no idea what I'm doing.
providing blacks jobs is going to take the championship this year after coming up just a few points shy of the championship last year. Jalen Hurts is going to lead us back to the promised land. I tried last year. My team name was Black Quarterback Club, and I was just going to just only have black quarterbacks this year. I made the mistake of in the rookie draft picking up McCarthy. That turned out
so you already
poorly.
drafted? That's early.
Well, the dynasty league, it's keep 15. So
Well, I know that's where I'm staring. See, I'm not interrupting Mike because I need this strategy and insight. Like, so go ahead, Scott, continue.
I mean, it's all about in dynasty. It's all about how well you did the first year. I mean, if you set yourself up, like I did barely anything in the off season. So I'm sure I
would 100% read the group chat, Matt, but like when Scott's going, he's like, well, think about Jalen Hurts. Like,
I'm team run that shit.
That's it. For
damn it.
Fantasy football talk.
When in doubt, black quarterbacks.
Okay.
Get the
Mookie. The gag was there. It was set up. It was just talk for a minute. Do we need to lower the time? Should we cap you at 30
no, I'll be able to
seconds?
do it next week. I'll be able to do it in a minute because I'll have had my first draft and I'll have some shit to talk about. But right now, I just need like what do you?
All you have to do is like draft strategy. Who were you going? Like,
I literally have zero clue, man. I've got no idea. There's all these articles that are like, I have 2 running backs. I have no running backs. There's this other one where it's like, do I do an option quarterback? Do you go quarterback early?
At the same time, for minute strategies,
that say you should do no quarterbacks whatsoever.
Really funny.
I don't understand. And then you've got wide receivers.
You just fucking
overvalued before, but now that's really where the value lies. So how do I work that into a situation where the running back tiers are really, really thin? Especially in a dynasty league where you've got 15 people every year that you got to keep. And I found out you don't get extra picks if you cut dudes. So I'm stuck with these chums. Or I'll just have to fill off the free agent wire anyway.
There's your promo for the week. Market 108. 13 is the end. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Mr. Neer saying Caesar's fantasy group will be having their draft party this Saturday at the house.
That's awesome that league has powered through and gone.
Oh,
on.
it's
is amazing.
It's forever gonna be. I hope we get weekly updates though. Just give us a taste. We just maybe even just like the win losses, like what team beat what team. Because I remember half the fun of Caesar talking about it was the team names. I feel like that kept me younger more than anything else.
Mookie, I'm glad you finally got the joke.
I got the joke the whole time, and then Scott started talking real shit. I'm like, okay, hold on, I could use this though. It's crazy, man.
It worked on the fly though. Well done.
See, right? Like we can get there.
All right, let's talk some baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
Scott, did you see that the Mariners manager found out he got fired by a news alert on his phone?
I found this out during during Backwards K last night. And Chris and I are sitting there chatting about it, and I'm looking up just to see like what the feeling is in Seattle, what like where the fans' thoughts are, what are the local writers, and I stumbled across the fact that I missed that when it was announced last Wednesday, I believe. It's just how Scott Servais is no longer the manager. Didn't think anything of it, and then I come across that he found out through a text alert. Wow. I mean, we're talking about a guy who played for the franchise, who, has been the manager for eight years or going on 9, whatever it is, been there for a little while, beloved, and you couldn't even call the guy into the office. You did it on the sneak. You just unfriended him on Facebook, and that's how he found out. Come on, man. That's so weak.
Moved him out of the top 8 on MySpace.
Yeah, like, oh, God. That's just so sloppy. So sloppy. But, it's the way it goes sometimes in professional sports. You realize that the people who have these jobs are just as immature as we are.
The thing that kills me, though, about it is he was just sitting at home. Bless you, Scott. Hang in there.
Thank you. Whew.
Maybe have another beer. He was just at home, though, because like I could understand it if they're on the road, right? And the team is like flying and they're traveling, doing all that stuff. Like it's kind of hard to run the guy down. But if he's just at home on the couch, meaning they're on a homestand, he was probably at the park for, batting practice or something. That's bad luck, man.
It's brutal. Like that is the absolute worst way to lose your job as a major league manager. Like I can't think okay. All right, hold on. Let's sip, chug, drain, pour this one. So sip, chug, drain, pour, finding out you got fired via text alert, being left on the tarmac and getting fired Lane Kiffin style, or getting caught getting a handy in a restaurant that bears your name and you are then forced to leave your job. Sip, chug, drain, pour.
I am going to sip getting a handy with a restaurant in their name. Like that's how I want to go down. Like they've had all of the intended jokes there. If I'm going to get unceremoniously fired, I want it because I got a handy. Like there's no satisfaction in the other two. I am going to pour drain finding out through text alert, because I mean you could be doing anything when you get that text alert in, and you have to do you do a double take on that one. You're like, that's my name, but there's no fucking way I'm fired, right? Like that ESPN fucked this up. There can't be. I haven't heard this news. No, that's the absolute worst. And so then I'm chugging getting left on the tarmac, because at least I can wave goodbye to the guys as they take off and leave my ass. But yeah, seriously, worst possible ways to find out on a text. Like maybe you just got done doing something horrible too. Like you just get off the phone, mom passed away or something like that, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm just thinking like something like anything could have happened, just like horrible life event goes on, and then you get this text alert out of the blue about how you lost your job and nobody told you. That's how you find out.
Or you just got promoted to funcation for the next like 6 months, and you're still gonna get paid your contract. So it's like, yeah, fuck it, why not? I don't know. I think there's merit in that, because the other part about it is at least you're at home, or at least you're. I guess you could be anywhere else. I didn't think about it that way. But I was like,
anywhere. Imagine being on the golf course and missing a birdie putt. You miss a birdie putt on the golf course, and then your phone buzzes in your pocket, and you look, and you're like, "I just got fucking fired." That's a kick in the dick, man. Mookie,
or you can drink harder on the back nine.
You're driving and you know there's an alert and you're being safe. Siri, read my text updates.
Scott
Kaiser has been fired by the Mariners today.
Wait, you know what?
What? Siri scared?
You know what happened? They pulled a Friday on this dude. He got fired on his day off.
Oh, I mean, it's the most cowardly way that you can do it as the Mariners, like for sure. But oof. I mean,
Rex
what a total lack of respect.
Rex has a great question for us. Sip, chug, drain, pour. Which host would you want to fire you? Me, Scott, or Mookie? I'll take this one first. I would like to be fired by myself.
That's clearly the answer.
I would let you down gently. I'd be like, I'm so sorry this didn't work out. I'm happy to write you a letter of recommendation. This just wasn't a good fit. Scott would be very direct. So I'm chugging Scott. He would be very direct. It would probably hurt your feelings, but it would be like to the point, quick, rip the Band-Aid off. Mookie, I feel like would lock you in the office for 3 hours and talk about something else. And then at the end be like, by the way, you're fired. And I'd be like, why the fuck did I have to sit in here and listen to you talk to me about DraftKings for the last 3 hours? So I'm drain pouring Mookie.
DraftKings, it'd be something way worse. It'd be like the planning of your daughter's wedding. It's just like, oh, and you're expecting to be there and all this shit. It's like just talking about how happy you are, first daughter getting married and all that shit and all this thing. And then at the end, it's like, all right, well, thanks for talking me through that. Oh, by the way, you're fired. Close the door on your way out. Thanks.
Scott, what's your sip, chug, drain, pour on who?
Oh, it's 100% that I am sipping getting fired by you. You probably be apologizing the entire goddamn time. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this. They made me do it. Here's 2 big bags of ice. Here's all of the Honeycrisp apples. Whatever you need to land on your feet. We are totally going to make this right. I feel so bad. And then, as you stated, I'd just be blunt. I'd be like, look, bro, it ain't fucking working out. Like, I didn't want to disrespect you by not telling you and you finding out in the media. So here it is, like, just casual. Like, I'm doing the little mini golf thing in my office, as I tell you. I'm like, look, it's just not working out. Like, like it just... you propose some, you start telling some story and there's real confusion and it all leads to the end where it was clear the entire time that you were the person they were talking about. And it's like, do you understand? You're fired. And then, like I said, with Mookie, I have no idea what was going to happen. Definitely poor training Mookie because, he would go on forever about something completely unrelated and then be like, you're done. And then he would turn off his phone too. Like there would be no security is here to escort you. Like it would be cold as shit after it happened, but there would be so much beating around the bush to get to that point.
Mookie, you actually fire people for a living. So what is the correct sip, chug, drain pour here?
So that's the funny part is, again,
that's why I saved you for last. Like you legit are in a position to fire people frequently.
Well, so here's the thing. You guys are both right. As they're also pointing out in chat, like Mike would be so empathetic. Sarah saying, Mike, take my lunch, please. I insist. Or, oh, God. Biscuit saying, get fired by Mike because he would feel so bad he couldn't do it.
It's true. I'd be like, oh, my God, you know what? I'll find somebody else. I'm so sorry. It's that I would be that scene in The Office. When Reed tells Michael, like, nah, not me.
No, man, it can't be me.
That guy, you should fire him. And I'd be like, yeah, maybe I should. You're right. And then I'd try to fire that guy and be like, nah, Creed's the one you want to get rid of. And I'd be like, yeah, we should get rid of Creed. And then I wouldn't get rid of anybody because I'm a fucking pushover.
And then I think Scott would be the one that you would chug because I think Scott would be pretty direct, but like he'd be chill, be like, hey man, it ain't working out. We're gonna need you to go.
Yes.
Have till end of the day. Like, go ahead and say goodbye to folks, but just make sure you turn your laptop in before you leave. No big deal. See ya. I don't actually have to do any of it. It's a thing that happens when we reach the end of a contract or an engagement. So like you can pour drain me because I don't actually pull the trigger. I don't have the conversation.
So you'd literally just like turn off people's access and then they never come back. Like you're just like contract's up, click up. Well, never have
key card doesn't work on Monday. That's Mookie style.
Well, so like
Mookie just turns off his phone. He was 100% right. You just make it so they can't contact you ever again.
I mean, technically, because we've got like vendors. Like It's not me. I'm just like, hey, so and so's not working out. We need to get a backfill, and then it happens.
He leaves you on red.
Basically,
he just texting him. How could this happen? What, you're not gonna tell me? And it's just, you see that Mookie's seen the messages. You know that motherfucker sitting there golfing like, oh god, he's still asking me questions.
Hey
about
man,
it.
for
like, how much more clear could I have made it? I mean, I shut his key card off. Fuck.
You got to stick to formal channels. That's all I'm saying. There's a process and you follow it.
I told him to enjoy. I told him to enjoy his
for weeks. So it's not even like that's just normal behavior. They're like, oh, this is just how Mookie operates. He'll get back to me in 3 weeks when he responds to this text and goes back through the chain and likes and hearts and laughs at every message and blows up my entire phone and then responds with, no, seriously, you're fired. Sorry. And then that's it.
I told him to enjoy his 3-day weekend. I don't understand like where the confusion come in. Like I feel like it was pretty direct.
Sarah said you could easily leave that that meeting with Mookie not knowing whether you were fired or not.
Michael Scott was an underappreciated business genius. That's all I'm going to say, right? I think his number one flaw was that he hated Toby so much. If he could have fixed that, he could have been amazing.
Biscuit said when he was at Blockbuster,
that's brutal,
transferred
dude.
stores, the first day at his new store, he had to fire a pregnant woman he literally met when he fired her. That's brutal. Just like, hi, nice to meet you, Biscuit. Your name is, doesn't matter what your name is, get the fuck out. Like
well, I mean, if you're gonna go that route, then you hit a rock style. It doesn't matter what your name is, you're gone.
Well, that's what
but seriously, I'm sorry, and I hope you land on your feet. Like, I hope there's contingencies for the pregnency. I'm really
the other stuff I had to say, that was the corporate script. I had to say that part. This is just me talking to you, human to human now, right? Like, this is just, I hope you're okay.
The HR is sitting in the office when you go in for Mookie, and
hell
you
yeah, dude. Are you
definitely question it too. You're just like, he's not usually here. You know what? Don't worry about it. Just standard procedure, just one of these things. I just wanted to make sure that things weren't misconstrued in this meeting. So he's just here to take minutes. That's all. Just pay no attention. How are you?
You always gotta have HR there. They'll keep you from fucking up. Because shit can go sideways fast. And yeah, Sarah asking a great question. How would Lou fire someone?
First thing we're going to do, we're going to sit down. We're going to say a prayer together. Okay, let's just pray. Dear Lord, please watch over this employee as they find new employment because they are no longer welcome here. And we hope it's God bless you. Go Irish.
Oh, fantastic.
Love the thought, too, of him firing someone from like a steel factory and ending it with, God bless you, go Irish. Sir, we work at a paper.
I know you'll land on your feet. God bless. Go Irish.
Go Irish.
God bless you. Go Irish. Rex wanted to know where the Wise Guys segment is this week. We'll get it next week.
Is the show over, Rex?
No, it's next week. It's next week. This was week 0.
Oh, yeah, because of
don't update after
week 0. That's right. I forgot
rankings will update after week 1. So there were no, while there was movement in the Wise Guys rankings, it won't be officially released until after week 1 on the same calendar as the AP rankings. We're still in preseason mode. It was week 0. Nothing happened. It was a 0 week. It didn't. Florida State, pick your head up. That didn't happen. It was
that was tough.
It didn't exist. No, it wasn't. It was wonderful. I loved it. I loved
it.
It
happens. What happens in Europe stays in Europe. That's what I had to tell them. Like, we didn't lose.
Imagine that flight home, being the number 10 ranked, losing unranked, and then having to fly back from Dublin. Woof. That's a quiet plane ride.
Hot towel? No, Susan, I want a fucking hot towel. Our season's over. God damn.
It's not, though, Scott. It's not.
Oh, yeah, no, thank God for the playoffs.
We got to get back in the They are still very much alive. You win the ACC, you could be the 4 seed, the 3 seed. Like they could.
God bless America.
In the playoffs.
God bless the playoffs. This is the chaos we want.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that's disappointing, Scott. Remember when your season was over the minute you lost? The good old days of college.
No.
When
the illusion that your season was over, unless you were Alabama.
No, unless we are.
A handful of other teams.
then you can lose a couple of times and it's still okay. We'll still figure out a way. But everybody else, the other 130 teams in FBS were just like, we lost. It's fucking over. It's over. The best we could do is the Outback Bowl. Great. Let's bring home the Outback Bowl championship. But
well, at least you get a bloomin' onion then, right?
Well,
I mean, that's something.
Go Irish. All right, back into baseball.
Here's the pitch. Oh, shit.
We missed something last week, Scott.
love you, shitty.
He just hates that it's true.
I was just gonna say it's not really slander. Like, I mean, just go back and look at it. And honestly, if I was an Ohio State fan, I would embrace it. It'd be like, yeah, that's right. The committee, the league, they fucking love us. Like, they'll do whatever it takes for us to get in. And I am not apologizing for that fact. Like, we can lose up to 2 or 3 times and still have a legit shot. So fuck all of you who aren't that fortunate.
It's true, man. Rex even saying, so this one loss is going to cost Notre Dame their spot. Got it. No, that's the thing about this playoff system. It used to be that case. It used to be Notre Dame at Texas A&M to start the season is very scary because if they lose that game, they have no shot at the playoffs or the championship game. Like, they were done. The rest of the season was pointless. Now it's like, whatever. You lose that game. If it's a close game and you win out, you're probably the 5 seed. Like, it's crazy to me. It's a weird... as a lifelong college football fan, this is a very weird season for me because everything I've been trained to know is not the case anymore. Like, I have to take a step back because when I saw Georgia Tech kick that field goal, I was like, ha ha ha, in your face, Florida. Fuck, they could still make the playoffs. They can still get a bye. God damn it. Fuck. There's no They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be the 4 seed. Son of a bitch.
But they would still have to win 2 games to win the title. So at least, they have to put a little bit more work in, even if they still back into it.
Sure. But they're not getting left out like they were last year. When
yeah.
I got them. All right. Anyways, back to baseball. Scott, last week we talked about the rule proposal about minimum 6 innings for starting pitchers. We totally missed a separate rule proposal that was floated that solves all of our complaints about the minimum pitching rule. And I actually love it. The double hook rule. Did you hear about this one?
I did not. When you put this in the rundown, I thought, I didn't see that. I don't know what it's referencing, but if there's a way to fix the innings thing, then yeah, let's go.
It fixes the whole thing. Here's the double hook rule. If a starting pitcher is pulled before the 5th inning, the team loses their designated hitter for the rest of the game.
If they're pulled before the 5th inning, then the pitcher spot would have to be the designated hitter.
Then the pitcher, whoever comes in, is batting in that DH spot. You now have pitchers batting again. We get rid of the designated hitter. So either you've got starting pitchers going the distance and you get to keep your DH, going 6 innings and getting those quality starts, and you get to keep your DH, or you yank your starter, and now we get real fucking baseball back. I'm on board. This is the way to fix it. Give me this right now. Put it in place immediately. As of right now, teams have to start doing this. I'm on board. Sign me up.
I actually like this because just thinking about it, it's like immediately, if you're a team with a very solid DH and obviously you bat that DH in the top 3 to 4 spots in your lineup, you really have to think like the Dodgers now. Oh, you're going to pull your pitcher. Shohei is no longer at the top of your lineup for this game. And now your pitcher is batting leadoff. Ooh. Yeah. Give me this, because I think that's my biggest gripe with how things were trending and like with all these rule changes, that it's like every rule seems to just be sucking the choice and strategy out of the game instead of making managers do more. It's just like, oh well, I don't have to think, like you have to think less, but this gives them something to chew on. And while again, I would prefer not to have to legislate things in, I do like this hook. This intrigues me.
This is the way to solve all of the issues, right? Like, this fixes everything. It gives us the longer pitcher, or it gives us real baseball back. Mookie, last week you said you don't care about the rule change. It didn't do anything for you. How does this one move you? Does this move the needle at all for you?
Actually, a little bit.
Yeah?
But what's the likelihood that this will actually get put into place before I get too excited?
I don't know.
Do you know how many starting pitchers are going to go 5.1 innings? All of them. The minute that glove closes on that first out after 5, boom, pitchers yanked across the league. I mean, and fine, that's that's strategy for the rule or whatever. But yes, I mean this works. I guess like it's not ideal. Again, first choice is to not legislate it at all. But if you're gonna, then this has to be the counterbalance.
And you ask how likely it is. I mean, I guess it's no less likely than the other proposed rule change, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's just gonna. I feel like they throw these out there and see what sticks. But you're on board with this one. You like this one better than the 6-inning mandatory.
You're asking me or you're asking Scott?
Yes, I'm asking you as the non-baseball fan. I know Scott's answer. Scott will watch baseball regardless.
That's true. I'll just
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
Whatever.
It's become a clusterfuck now. Now we're hyper aware and we're hitting all the wrong drops.
Why did you hit the basketball drop? Why did you hit the
Because he
basketball
panicked.
drop?
Because I panicked. Because I hit the overtime with you, and then I panicked and hit the basketball one. When I tried to click off the overtime, it was
gosh, amazing.
buttons are so close to each other, Whatever, it's baseball. Who cares?
Boo.
We're never getting that gag right, are we? Like that
No.
gag
No,
will forever be done because we're all too aware of the overtime drop. Like
I was even going to take it on this one, but I knew what you were doing, Mike. So that's why I quickly said, "I'm an old man. I'll watch it anyway." Like I was watching the clock. Like for sure. No matter what, I'm watching baseball. I'll just bitch about it.
Can I reveal? This is always the part of the show where we peek behind the curtain. I thought I had set it up perfectly, and I threw it to Mookie, and I was like, "There's 4 seconds left. He can't do shit." And then I went to hit the drop, and I was like, "Oh no, it's only an hour and 29. It's not an hour and 30. Fuck!" Made it early.
I love it. It's so good. Like this has become the ultimate end of show bit now. So we're not only denying them free pizza, we're screwing each other over on the overtime drop.
I mean, it was bound to happen.
From that point on, I was just like, all right, I got to get it back to that time again. 4 seconds left to get it back to Mookie. And I did. And then he hop-potatoed it over to you real quick. And I was like, well, fuck it. Sorry, Scott, casualty on this one. And then Mookie hits the basketball drop. And
And Sarah pointing out that she loves the weekly breakdown of hitting a damn button. Yeah,
this is how childish we are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to handle this in the future. I am logging everybody out of the StreamYard app so that only I have access to the buttons. And then Mookie can't Mookie it and hit the basketball drop.
I mean, hey, if that's really how you want to play, then fine.
No, I'm too scared to do that.
I'll just make my own drops or something.
But you were right to hit the basketball drop because we do have a basketball story to talk about.
Boom shakalaka!
Guys, is UConn moving to the Big 12? Have you seen this?
I hope so. We might have a shot.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought too when I saw it.
When that text, we're talking
go.
about Scott Servais and his text updates. When I got that text update on Saturday, my first thought was, "Oh shit, we could have a shot in the Big East. This is amazing."
Still don't think we have a shot.
I don't either, but it's more likely without UConn. How about that? Right, like it'll make me feel better.
The Big 12 has been courting UConn for years. They want UConn badly, but the sticking point has always been, yeah, UConn would be great, but have you seen their football team?
Yeah.
Like, we can't have them in the Big 12. That's not going to help us at all move the needle with either television ratings or prominence on the main stage. So the Big 12 has always been hesitant to add UConn, but their basketball programs are so dominant that they are like any conference would love to have basketball as part of their conference. So the latest talk about this is that Big 12 wants UConn in, but they would do every sport except for football. They'd go Notre Dame style here, where they would say every sport except for football. And then UConn gets a couple years to try to get the right coach in, build up the program. And then at the next TV rights deal, that's when the UConn football team comes into the conference. But they get to reap the benefits of UConn basketball and UConn women's basketball up until that next TV rights deal. I don't like it. I'm not going to lie, fellas. I don't like this at all. I know it helped Xavier with getting him out of the Big East, but I don't want that at all. Mookie, you're on board with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't it help Xavier, or are you worried because it weakens the conference enough so that even if we win the conference, it's not that big a deal?
That's what I'm worried about. It turns having UConn makes the Big East higher than a mid-major, right? Like they're not the Atlantic 10 anymore. But you take out UConn,
Yeah.
Is Fox Sports upping the deal with the Big East if UConn's not a part of that package?
Ooh.
Like the answer is no. We're going to end up on the CW. We're going to be on the CW and we're going to get cut off by reruns of fucking the Archie
hold
show.
On.
No,
the CW, didn't they bring back Marty Brenneman on the CW?
Tom Brenneman, not Marty.
Coming up after this game, we watch Xavier blow it. Dawson's Creek. Find out if Dawson is going to finally make his move this week. 8 p.m. Central. Tune in right after this Xavier loss.
Following Xavier shitting down their leg. Young Sheldon coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, it spells no good for us, and as good as it is, I think it should be left alone. But I could understand why UConn would be like, all right, we're outie.
I mean,
UConn, again, I mean, they're winning no matter what. So what the fuck conference? What do they care at this point?
That's true.
I mean,
they're already beating everybody's ass. Like they're winning national titles regardless of what conference they're in. So, but
that's the thing. So they're going to get way more money from Big 12 than they do from the Big East. So from UConn's perspective, yeah, fuck it. We'll go wherever we want to because we're going to dominate. So fuck it. We ball. And your conference and our conference and their conference, we don't give a shit what conference we're in. We're bringing home this natty. It doesn't matter. And we'll just cash these checks along the way. But from the Big East perspective, it's like, please don't go. And shitty with the correct point here. It doesn't help Xavier. Strength of schedule, opportunities for quad one wins, etc. Plus, they could replace with Gayton, which would suck. That's something you got to think about, fellas. Who fills the slot in the Big East if UConn goes? And Gayton is probably that first that gets.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm out. Never mind. I'm out.
Thank you.
If the result is Dayton coming in, then I am all the way out. Fuck that.
We can pivot. I can bail us here because once again, the chat's just absolutely killing us, or killing it rather. They're trying to debate what is it that follows the Xavier game. Sarah says One Tree Hill, Rex with Smallville. Although then Sarah drops in that could be Supernatural. Like, what would they follow us up with on the CW if Xavier did get bumped to that network?
Like I said, they drop you in the middle of, I don't want to wait, right? Like as soon as, like they haven't even cut off the mics for the announcers. It's like they're giving their closing arguments, and I would now take you to Dawson Track live, just boom, in progress. Oh man,
guys! Right now on the CW from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. It's back-to-back episodes of The Connors.
God, even worse.
Wow.
No, you know what? Nope. I'm off board. We need to get a pot together. Keep UConn in the
Time to start taking a collection.
Yeah, Mookie chipping to 98 cents.
There you go. We're already that far. We're already that close to our goal.
All right, boys, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking today, and we're rating them on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog. Scott, what was in your mug tonight, dog or no dog?
One of the doggiest dog beers that I have ever had on this show. Definitely the top dog when it comes to sours. I'm going to give it that title. Drecker Brewing Company's Raspberry Cheesecake Slang du Jour Sour a la Mode. Raspberries, lactose, cheesecake, a bunch of shit. All I know is that it doesn't taste like there's any alcohol in it. There may not be, but it just tastes like melted ice cream, and it's fantastic.
sounds so good. So jealous. Mookie, what was in your mug? Dog or no?
Oh man, it lived up to its can art. Money IPA from Barrier Brewing Company out of New York. Absolutely solid. Great fruity citrus flavor, but still also packed a nice little punch with a 6.8% IBV and still had some haze to it too. So super strong drink and an absolute dog. Really hope I find my second can because I'll be pissed if I lost it.
Very nice. I had a New Belgium mixture tonight. I went Scott style, went to the lab. I had Dominga, which is their grapefruit Paloma, and then 1985 Mango IPA. Mixed those two bad boys together. Dog as fuck. This beer was so good that I might write a letter to New Belgium. Not an email. I might put pen to paper and write a letter to New Belgium and say,
you're going to pay like 80 cents for a stamp?
I might do it. It's that.
You know
good.
what? I could probably help you out though. I got 98 cents.
I thought you were going to tell me a Scott Kaiser way to get it.
I was just going to say, I was like, tune in to tips from my book on how to not pay for postage.
See, what you do is you address the letter. You address the letter to your
address, baby.
The return address is who you're sending it to, and then you drop it in the mail, and they return to sender, and
That's
you're like,
solid.
Free postage.
Hell yeah. We're gonna figure this out. This book is going to help everybody in all walks of life. Rich people, broke people like me. We're gonna get to that mountaintop. We weren't gonna let these corporations win and suck us dry. Small galas forever, baby.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. This was a show, fellas. This was a show that happened. One of these days, we're going to get that overtime right. Hopefully next week, Mookie understands how the fantasy football minute is supposed to go. We'll get
Don't
enough.
hold your breath.
Yeah, but I'm not. Trust me. I don't have faith in anything. It counts on you to do it. Sorry, was that out loud? Listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was an awesome time. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like the show, if you know a friend that likes the show, tell them, have them subscribe. Let's grow this motherfucker as best as we can. We need your help to do it. So share it out. Tell a friend to subscribe. Help us out. Let's grow these numbers. You can follow the show at Crafty Sports. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Join the Facebook group. It's really the only reason to have Facebook. It's basically the comment section come to life, the show in between the show. So go check that out. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. And shout out to all of the pods on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. Go sub, rate, and review to all of those pods. We will see you all next week, everybody. I think we're going to get – I'm going to ask Joe Hall to come back on the show next week. So we might have an appearance by Joe Hall next week from Pennsylvania. We will see how that works out. But we will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Don't pay for them kids and get cheap apples, baby.
You'll never walk alone, dog.